What's up, traders? So let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis. Some of the NZD pairs that giving us currently a trading opportunity. What is on the screen? This is on the 4-hour time frame. Some of NZD pairs such as NZD CAD, NZD CHF, NZD JPY, and NZD USD. Before I discuss what it is, let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis. Then we'll look at this time frame to see how we can trade this NZD pairs. So starting with NZD CAD at this point, let's first look at the bigger picture. Now, as you can see that CAD is very strong and NZD comparatively weaker. With that in mind, we see that NZD CAD, this is the monthly time frame. Past month, we have seen a long doji. Now, there is a significance in this monthly doji. If you look at the high and low of the doji, what you see that the price tested this green bottom of this monthly candlestick with this doji and then broke down, created this long wick at the bottom, narrow body. It's a healthy bearish candle. As soon as this candle closed on the monthly, we saw that there is a significant move to the downside throughout the month on NZD CAD. Now currently what we see that the price has broken this level of support. As you can see, if you draw a trend line with the previous month's low, we see that NZD CAD at the bottom and there is no significant support is coming up. So we could potentially see a drastic move to the downside in NZD CAD on the monthly before closing. Looking at the weekly, we have seen after the previous weeks this bearish candle. This is what I expected in my weekly forex forecast. If you have seen, we have seen that NZD CAD just as expected melted to the downside. Now, going to the daily, we have seen that past day there is a long bearish candle. With this bearish candle, the price basically broke this daily support. If you draw a trend line with this daily support, we see that this support has broken completely. There is a weekly candle here on the daily time frame. If you draw a level on this one, we see today after the breakout and close back below, today we see that the price tested this previous support here as a resistance, and we see that significantly it is rejecting to the downside. Now if you look at the intraday or 4-hour time frame, this is what is going to close after 57 minutes from this recording. We see that the price is creating a nice looking bearish engulfer. Now what is a bearish engulfer? This is a textbook bearish engulfer. Why? If you look at the high of this red candle, what you saw that the price just crossed the previous one's high. If you look at closely, you see that there is a crossover of the previous one's high. It's a full body red. It's still not close, but looks like that it will close as a bearish engulfer. If it closes as a bearish engulfer from this zone, we could find a significant selling opportunity. According to the rules of our strategies, we will consider going short with NZD CAD with a high risk to reward ratio with our students. Now let's look at NZD CHF, how it is doing. Now NZD CHF, if you see from the price section, it's exactly the same pattern as NZD CAD. As you know that CAD and CHF both are very stronger currency, and marrying with them is always a good idea. So if you look at on NZD CHF, nice consolidation. It's an expansion and consolidation, and then as expected we have seen a breakout from this support. So with that support, we saw that there are a couple of doji has been created, and from this zone we saw there is a strong breakout followed by this retracement. Now we see again the price is dropping, creating another bearish engulfer. So as you trade only one NZD pairs, as you see that same kind of setup, whichever give us best setup, we will consider going short from this zone with a high risk to reward ratio in NZD CHF. Now let's look at NZD JPY. Now NZD JPY a little bit different than NZD CAD and NZD CHF. As you know that JPY is comparatively weaker currency for extended period of time. So we always have seen that most of the currency pair were bullish against JPY. But now it looks like that because the monthly closing just after 1.5 day. If you look at the bigger picture on NZDJPY, we see that there is a significant movement on the monthly to the upside, and back to back 2 months long week here. That means that there is a lot of seller in this zone that created this long week previously on the monthly. That means that we saw that the price now rejected from this zone before monthly close. We might see another push down on NZDJPY as well. Looking at the weekly, we saw that back to back 2 weeks double doji. Now we could see a little bit of drop as this is the end of the month, and we could see some retracement to the downside on NZDJPY. If you look at the daily time frame, we see also there is a bearish price action has been created on this daily. You see this is a red bearish candle that has crossed the past 2 days high. If you draw a resistance and grab some liquidity from here, and then we saw that there is a rejection to the downside today. As soon as market open, you can see there is a retracement to the upside. Now what we see that the price is creating kind of bearish price action. The way it has created, if you look at the top, it's every time creating a series of lower high. So we could see before the monthly close, we could see a drop in NZD JPY. So with other NZD pairs, you could see, if you look at the 4 hour time frame on NZD JPY, there is a head and shoulder has been created here. And also if you draw a level of support in this NZD JPY, this support here on the 4 hour, the price was creating a trend to the upside, and this trend line is broken with this green candle tested this previous support as resistance, and we see that a bearish candle is being created. So when NZD will start to drop, we could see this one also coming down for a significant retracement. If you draw a monthly level of support, and we could see that NZD probably falling back to this monthly level of support, which can give us a nice risk to reward ratio trade on this one as well. Now let's look at NZDUSD. Now NZDUSD also nice looking bearish price action has been created. This is the 4 hour. Let's look at bigger picture, and again we'll come back to this time frame to see how we can trade NZDUSD. Now today, as you know, that there is a news on USD, and we could see a little bit of a strengthening on USD that could give us a shorting on NZD USD as well. Now if this is the monthly candle, you've seen that the previous month there is a doji. As soon as the market opened, we saw break the high of the monthly, and then immediately the price retreat back. So with that in mind, we have some liquidity from here on the monthly. That means that we could see significant drop on the monthly on NZD USD. Going to the weekly, past week there was a doji, and now after this big move followed by this doji, we can expect another impulse to the downside, at least certain level that we can say that to this trend line. If you draw on the monthly, weekly, we can expect the price to come to this support zone that can give us a nice trade on NZDUSD. If you look at the daily, the price action is a bit more nicely understood. If you look at the daily price action, what you saw that the price was moving along this channel on NZDUSD. Now with this daily candle, the today's candle, the previous days, we saw that with this red candle, the price basically broke this level of support from this channel. Now today the price is testing this now previous support here as a resistance with this green candle, and we can expect now a drop to the downside on NZDUSD. If you look at the intraday or 4 hour, this is where we can see that the price is creating a bearish price action. So with that close of this 4 hour candle, if it satisfy all the rules of our strategies, then we'll consider shorting on NZDUSD with a high risk to reward ratio with our students. Hopefully that guys you found value in this analysis. We are watching the price action for shorting. As soon as we will find trading opportunity, I will update you. Thank you for watching. See you soon in my next analysis.